Good morning. I am Professor Ajay Joshi, and today we will discuss deformation in metals, selections of materials, and polymorphism allotropy. First, deformation in metals. I think you already know what is deformation. For example, I will show. For example, this is my rod, and for example, if I apply a point load here of 10 kilonewton, so because of this force, what will happen? the this bar will bend like this. Okay, so this is nothing but a deformation in metal because of this load. This metallic bar deforms, okay, with certain deflection. This is the length of deflection. Okay, so deformation means when we apply certain force, then material changes its shape and size. That is nothing but a deformation. So if we observe this deformation carefully, or if we analyze this deformation, okay, then what will happen, we will see here. So plastic deformation, here we are talking about plastic deformation. When we apply forces, then there will be a permanent deformation in metals. Okay, so plastic deformation in metal may take place by the process of slip or by the twinning. So there are two methods by which plastic deformation can be possible. So first one is slip and second one is twinning. Okay, we will discuss what is slip and what is twinning. So first is slip. So slip, it is a deformation done by one layer or plan of atoms gliding over another. So you can see in this figure, so this is the lattice structure of material. For example, I have applied here certain forces. So this is shear type of forces. Okay, shear type of forces. So what is happening here, we have applied forces on top and bottom layer of atoms. So this is the top layer and this is bottom layer. I have applied forces on top layer and bottom layer. So what will happen, certain type of slippage is observed. Okay, slippage means some atomic layer is slipped from its original position. What was its original position? If you see carefully, this is the original position, but what will happen, because of this force, its original position is changed from this to this. Okay, so slip is occurred in this case. So such, if you observe such type of defects or deformation, so this type of deformation is known as slip type of deformation. So if you consider a real life example of bricks, for example, this is my bottom brick and top brick tick. Okay, so if I apply a force on top brick, what will happen, the brick will slide from original position and comes at this position. Okay, so such type of defects or deformation is known as slip type of deformation. The next, twinning. In addition to deformation by slip, some metals such as zinc, tin and iron deform by process of twinning. You can see in this example, if you apply, suppose this is my material structure or this is my lattice structure, and if I apply forces, okay, I have applied forces. Because of that forces, what is happened, the layer is not slipped. Okay, the layer is deformed. Okay, so such type of deformation is observed, then it is known as twinning type of deformation. In first case, what is happening, for example, if I consider such example, in first case it is like this, and in second case it is like this. Okay, means material is not slipping. So if you observe such type of deformation, this is known as twinning. This is known as twinning. And if you observe such type of deformation, that is slip. Okay, so these are the two types of deformation observed in metals. Then next, difference between slip and twinning. So crystal slip is a line defect. Okay, and twinning is a surface defect, grain boundary defect. Okay, then during slip, all atoms in a block moves the same distance. You already observed all atoms moved same distance, but during twinning, the atoms in each successive plane in a block moves through different distances proportional to their distance from twinning plane. Okay, then slip is commonly observed in body centered cubic and face centered cubic metal, while twinning is mostly observed in hexagonal closed packing HCP metals. After the slip, crystal axis remains same, but after twinning, the crystal axis is deformed. You have already seen the axis is deformed in twinning. In slip, the stress required for slip is comparatively low. Okay, stress means force upon area, means force required per unit area required is less here. Okay, but in case of twinning, stress required for twinning is comparatively more. In slip, the stress necessary to propagate slip is usually higher than stress required to start slip. Okay, and the stress necessary to propagate twinning is lesser than the required starting it. Okay, then slip can be seen as thin lines when viewed under microscope. Okay, and twinning can be seen a broad line when viewed under microscope. Okay, the next, selection of material. We selected based on properties, physical, chemical, thermal properties of materials, then material availability and cost. Okay, what is the cost of material and it is available or not in the market, and third one is processing. So based on these three parameters, we will select our material. And last one is environment. So based on environmental factor also we will choose the material, means it will corrode or not, or it is harmful to environment, or it is beneficial to environment, or eco-friendly material. Okay, so based on these parameters, based on these four parameters, we will select material. Okay, next, there are four basic steps for selection. First, translation. Express design requirement as a constraint and objectives. Then screening, eliminate materials that cannot do the job. Third one is ranking, and fourth one is supporting info. Okay, for example, I will show you how to select material. First, for example, we will take example of engine. For example, engine. Okay, for manufacturing of engine, first you need to express the design. Okay, and its requirement. Okay, design, what is the design requirement and which materials can fulfill this design requirement or constraints. Okay, so I will choose, for example, cast iron, then mild steel, then aluminum, then copper. Okay, so as per design these options are available. Okay, this is just as example. Okay, so these four materials can fulfill the design requirement and can be manufactured by using, so by using this material engine can be manufactured. So first step is clear, then second is screening. So then I need to screen the materials. So I know that cast iron has good castability, and with less operations we can manufacture an engine, and all conditions means temperature, bearing capacity, okay, shock bearing capacity is good of cast iron material. Then mild steel, if I consider mild steel, so mild steel has some limitations, so I will cancel the mild steel, okay, from our list. Then aluminum, we know that aluminum is also good, okay, uh, and lightweight material, so I will select an aluminum also. And then copper is soft material, so I will avoid copper. Okay, then I have two options. For example, this is just an example, don't take it seriously. So I have two examples, cast iron and aluminum material available for. Then I need to give the ranking. So first, this is ci. Okay, so then I need to give ranking. So first is cast iron, I have given first, and second is aluminum. So based on some literature review or based on some supporting info such as handbooks, okay, or research papers, I have given ranking. So cast iron is my first option. If cast iron is unavailable due to some reason, then what will choose, I will choose aluminum as a second material for engine manufacturing. So this is the process that need to be carried out for selection of material. Then next, polymorphism. So polymorphism in material science is the ability of solid material to exist in more than one form or crystal structure. Okay, means if a material is present in a nature more than its one form. For example, you already know carbon is available in graphite form also, as well as in diamond form is also, okay, available of carbon. So that is nothing but a polymorphism of material. So organic polymorph is glycine, okay, monoclinic hexagonal crystal. Then iron, polymorphism of iron. So you already know that iron is available at BCC structure alpha ion below 910, okay, above 910 it is available in FCC form, okay, and above 1400 it is also available in delta ion form, that is BCC's form, and after that it is available in liquid ion phase. Okay, so you can see at solid state this is also solid, this is solid, and this is also solid. So ion is same, but it is present in BCC form alpha ion, in FCC form gamma ion, and in BCC form again delta ion. Okay, so same ion is exist in three different forms. Okay, that is nothing but a polymorphism. Then allotropy. So if the change in structure is reversible, then the polymorphism is known as allotropy. Means if, for example, my alpha ion and delta ion, if I convert alpha ion into delta ion by some process, and if I am able to convert this delta ion into alpha ion again, then that is known as a allotropy, means interchangeability of these phases is known as allotropy. So for example, the element carbon has two common allotropes: diamond, where the carbon atoms are bonded together in tetrahedral lattice arrangement, and second one is graphite, where the carbon atoms are bonded together in a sheets of hexagonal lattice. Okay, you can see diamond is tetrahedral lattice and graphite is hexagonal lattice. So this is diamond and graphite, and this is carbon nanotube. Okay, so you can see in this figure these are the properties. Okay, and graphite and diamond, these are the forms of carbon. Okay, so density of graphite is 2.27. okay, which is less compared to diamond. So diamond has high density. Then hardness of graphite is very low, very soft material is graphite. Okay, then diamond hardness is 10. So on Mohs scale, this is on Mohs scale. Okay, Mohs scale is 1 to 10 scale. So on 1 to 10 scale, 1 is given for graphite and 10 is given for diamond. Melting point is same. Okay, material is same, so melting point is same. Then color, shiny black and colorless transparent. Then electrical conductivity, graphite is good electrical conductor, but diamond is insulator. Okay, so you can see the material is same, but because of its structure their properties are different. Okay, so such type of property variation is observed in allotropes. Okay, so thank you. In this lecture we have discussed what is deformation in materials, then types of deformation such as sleeves and twinning. Then in second topic, selection of material, we have discussed how to select a material and what is the procedure for material selection. And the last topic, what is allotropy and what is polymorphism, we have discussed all this in this lecture. Thank you.